Here's one of our favorite clips from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
I was watching a video of this guy who pulls up on the curb. He's a security guard, 51 years old, my age. Pulls up on the curb, has a nice GMC, but he's a regular working guy. They said he was a security guard. He gets out of his car, closes the door, looks in his pocket, whatever, probably was on the phone. In the camera, you see at the end of the block, someone just turns the corner. Someone just starts walking down the block and approaching him. But his back is to this guy who's walking down the block. He's just getting out of the car. And the guy who's walking down the block is just calm, collective, no big deal. Guy closes his door. He's looking at his phone, whatever. And then you see the guy pulling out a gun. Did you see this video?
No.
Pulling out a gun, and then they stop. And from that point on, they block out the guy who gets shot. And in fact, this was Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson was showing this, and he was saying that this happened in Atlanta, and here you are, you're in a situation where in a liberal city, they've they stopped prosecuting people to the degree that on broad daylight, this guy just walks up to someone, shoots him, looks in his pocket, grabs stuff out of his pocket, and walks away.
I understand the overall message
that's
of
not,
that.
But I'm saying, hold on. That's not the worst part. The worst part about it is that he walks away. So he walks up a guy, shoots a guy, takes a guy, leaves. Yeah. On that same block, there's a guy sitting on the curb, sees this whole thing happens, and just walks away like, I can't believe I just saw this side, and just walks away. Never reports it. The camera picks up a few minutes later. 2 more guys come and see the dead body. They come, check his pocket, grab some stuff, and walk away.
I mean, listen, my guess is I don't think the laxed prosecution in Atlanta has anything to do with that.
That particular hit you talking about?
Yeah. Well, in general. So let me rephrase this.
Okay.
We all know people who, for lack of a better term, roll with their primal instincts all the time. Value for life is nothing. Whether the enforcing law or not is not going to change these people. So my guess is this area in Atlanta has a few of those people. No harm. So I get this guy's already dead. And so what's going to happen? I didn't kill him. Let me see if he has any money. The guy who shot him, my guess is he was going to shoot him anyway. The guy who saw it, if I snitch, they'll kill me. Nothing about lax police. Maybe not extra cars roaming around. Maybe wouldn't have done it that exact time. Maybe the next day it would have happened. But I'm not here. I'm not going to sound the alarm on we're breeding these criminals. They're already out there.
Right, but
they're just going to use that story.
Well, let me ask you
to
this question.
exacerbate the situation.
Right, and
to get people riled up.
Listen, that's fair. That's really fair, Billy. That's really fair. But let me ask you: do you think that if you knew that you weren't, the chance of you getting prosecuted were lower?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Would you be more willing to do a crime?
Yeah.
And I think that's the point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
That there are hubs in our...
I agree with that.
Okay.
But again, this particular situation, I think is too extreme to say, it's shoplifting. I know they're not going to arrest me if I stake under $1,000. So today I'm going to walk by the CVS. Tomorrow I'm going to raid it. I don't think murder is going to be they're not going to get me, so let me go kill some people.
But hold on.
I don't think that's where they are.
Okay, but...
some people maybe.
Well, I'm saying that's a huge jump, right?
Yeah.
But my question is, can we incrementally get there?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
So that's, again, the people who are going to get there, regardless of law, they're going to get there. They're going to be the savage murderers. They're going to start at petty theft and car robbery and violent whatever, and then beating people up, and eventually killing someone. That progression is always going to be there. I think the regular guy is man, I'm down on my luck today. I have no money. I'm going to feed the kids or whatever it is. I'm going to go rob the store. I don't think that guy's going to jump to murdering somebody in 2 years. I don't think that's the case. I think using this particular incident is to shock people, to scare people. Look what's going on in lawless Atlanta. Listen, dude, this guy was... How many times have you seen an ID channel show where the exact same thing has happened?
I processed this multiple times because I was, I'm emotional. So I'm like, I cannot believe that this happened. Right?
Listen, I can't believe it happened either.
So I processed it multiple times. I mean, I might have watched this Friday.
Yeah.
Just showing you how many times I thought about it.
Yeah.
And I think what I came to, the conclusion that I came to is that this was a hit. But
Gotcha.
regardless, the whole idea that, we have, like they were talking about San Francisco and Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, but Los Angeles and even Chicago and New York, so many different hubs where they're not prosecuting crimes anymore.
I mean, but look at those places you said anyway. Take away the last 3 years they've given up law. Those places are riddled with crime anyway. Like you're beating beating a dead horse. Those places already suck, for lack of a better term. So find middle America where they pull the cops back. Find your everyday city and then say, look what's going on. Not a place that's already riddled with crime and gangs and murder rates high as you can think. Find someplace else. This is what we rail about with CNN. You're picking a story to scare people, to get them all riled up, when, yes, you should pay attention to places who get rid of law, 100%. But you're picking a place that's already gotten rid of law, or they don't abide by the law. So stop trying to get me worked up to trigger me to say, damn Republicans, damn them, and go nuts. No, man, stop. Find something with substance. Everybody knows these places suck.
So you're saying there's no there in that story?
No, listen, I almost said who cares, without prefacing, we know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So who cares? They're not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Again, a area that has been functional for all of society within the last few years has fallen by the wayside. Give me that story. Tell me what's going on there.
But here's the point I'm making to you. You're saying, okay, here's this place that's been great all along, and now all of a sudden it's a crap hole.
Yeah.
What happened, right? I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that I think there are those who would say L.A. wasn't always a crap hole. San Francisco wasn't always a crap hole, and now look at it.
True.
So it's like, ring the alarm, because if it happened
But are they
here,
doing this in Beverly Hills, or are they doing this in Compton? It's Los Angeles County.
That's very interesting that you say that, because I think 2 weeks ago they showed someone in Beverly Hills they came up to them on their house, like they were getting into the house, and people came up to them, and they had to try to fight back. I don't even know what the end result of that was, but like 2 or 3 of them came. And it's like, this was brazen, you know what I'm saying, in Beverly Hills. So my point is that you can't contain the fallacy.
It's going to branch out of the crappy area, the lawless area, to the place. It's going to kind of engulf it to, like, say Beverly Hills should be, uppity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're not immune from crime, but I get what you're saying. I like that. The point is well taken. I can argue the fact, like, listen, you're always going to have crime. What's the big deal? But I'm not going to keep beating that dead horse. I get what you're saying. It has branched out to some good places.
And it can continue.
It can continue. But again, there's always going to be that one-off. Is it I would say San Francisco is the best example. That's not an outlier. They are destroying San Francisco. It's a crap hole. It's falling apart.
Feces on the street.
Yeah, And again, that's just from
needles on the sidewalk.
That's just from the news that we choose to watch. Now you see different stuff. So maybe CNN is saying, no, it's not as bad. Maybe it's one pocket of San Francisco. San Francisco East, but West, North, and South are great. So who knows what's really being reported is accurate. But you're going to have crime. You're going to have this. But yeah, San Francisco is those policies there, for as great as San Francisco was, you've heard it growing up to be, the policy there is destroying San Francisco. Yeah, so that I'm with you there. So that's a good example.
And I think that this is the bigger picture that they're making, is that these policies, they don't work. Why do we continue? And now here's another scary part about that, is that the argument that they're making is that the DAs who have all the powers, the prosecutor powers, they're the ones that are deciding. They're the ones. So you could be a police officer. You can arrest a perk. Yeah. You can have all the evidence and bring it to the table, but it's the prosecutor's job to bring it to the judge. Yeah. And the prosecutor can say, I'm not going to try this. Yeah. And that's what's happening.
And then you have to vote those people out.
But this is what's scary. The people, and he was naming the different DAs for all these different cities. Yeah. They are being funded by people outside of our country. Like they're getting millions of dollars to win an election so that they can advance these policies. Yeah. What is that? Who are these people?